Ladies and gentle squids, shout out Splatoon 3. We just witnessed Undead Unluck history. Chapter 126, we had our first true sighting of God. And I know you all agree with me whenever I say I am truly baffled at the moment. A lot of thoughts propped up into my head whenever we first saw God. Like, is this truly Kami? Are there more gods? Are you going to like, comment, and subscribe if you're new here? But seriously, comment for me. What are you thinking about God theory-wise at the moment? Because that is why I'm making this video. So we're going to talk through a few theories that I've thought about, you all have shared with me, and overall we're just having fun here, speculating all theories. I feel like a lot of what we're talking about hinges upon one thing, and that is what Luna tells us next chapter. Although Luna will answer a lot of questions for us next chapter, I'm not sure she'll answer this one, and that is the sun god the real god? I'm not 100% sure he is, and it all stems from one thing, and that is the fact that I'm not sure he gave negators their abilities. It seems like the sun god is a god, however, it seems like Luna is a god as well. And both of these gods seemingly abide by the rules of the earth. And I say this because throughout the series, we've never seen Luna come down to earth. We've never seen the sun god come down to earth. And I'd said before that potentially the arc is not only something that transcends time, transports you forward in time. However, it could also be some sort of, for lack of better words, a portal to another realm. Like in a Halloween movie when they say that Halloween's a day that the spirit realm barrier's thin, potentially the arc is something which makes the barrier between the godly realm and the human realm and down on Earth thinner. And that's why Luna, this chapter, was able to come down to Earth. We've never seen that before. We've only interacted with Luna up on the moon. And the sun god as well is able to come down right after the arc is initiated. And I think that the fact that both of them abide by the rules of the Earth is very interesting, because potentially, if there is a true god, the person who grants powers to Luna, the person who grants powers to the sun god, the person who allows Umas to be created potentially by the sun god, and potentially negators getting their powers from somebody like Luna, who gives them all these abilities, all these powers? Because I think it's got to come from somebody higher. And I've been trying to think of what that higher power could be, because it has to be something that transcends natural laws. The sun god and Luna are still in their godly powers, natural to an extent. The moon, the sun, they're natural things. And I'm trying to think of something which truly transcends that, nature. I thought of maybe, time. However, I'm not even sure it's time, because we've seen Uma past in the past. I want to figure out what it is. However, I'd love to hear what you guys think. A power which transcends time and space and nature, you know what I mean? Let me know what you think. However, if I believe that the sun god is not the true god, and I believe that Luna is another god as well, it brings up the second question. Are there multiple gods in this world? And I think that's obvious yes from how we're getting alluded to right now. However, I can't say obvious because this is all speculation. It's interesting just the fact that we don't know who gave negators abilities. Maybe Luna will enlighten us some way to that this chapter, and I think one comment was very interesting talking about this. The homie Julian said that he thinks that the moon god and the sun god are one entity maybe, that potentially maybe they split up at one point. In that the moon god is the good one, the one fighting for humans, the one who maybe gifted negators their abilities, created artifacts such as the Ark to allow them to fight against the sun god, because the sun god is some of that, negative emotions, the negative outlook on life, maybe just the villainous side of God. They both parted ways at some point, and they're using negators and Umas as their chess pieces. The sun god creates Umas, saying that they have nothing else to do in this world but make human beings suffer. And Luna, on the other side, gives negators abilities. Well, gives humans negator abilities, and also makes the artifacts so that they can fight back against God. And this theory is very interesting. This long battle between gods, and there's always things in mythology that say that the sun and the moon are always at war, fighting to be up, and that's what happens. That's why there's the day and night cycle, because they're always in this constant battle to be the one there. And that's a very interesting theory, and I truly believe that there has to be multiple gods within this world, and I just want to see some sort of 100% reassurance that this thought could be correct. The last and arguably most important question: how are we gonna beat this fool? This dude is gigantic. He popped out of that hole almost like this, and he was already as big as goddamn half a mountain. Like, this dude is gigantic. He has a whole sun behind him. I know he's on some crazy stuff, and we gotta figure out how we're gonna do this. this is obviously going to be some interesting developments this next 11 minutes, just seeing us get our first bout in against God. However, I don't think it's going to go good. I think that in the future, the way we defeat him is going to be very interesting. I think it's going to be like some One Piece level set piece. There's going to have to be a lot of things in place for us to be able to defeat him. A comment left behind, I'm not sure what the name is. I will put it up on screen right now. However, I don't feel like looking down at my phone. He had mentioned that he thought that Fang, we were talking about how Fang is presumably on his way to the fight, that Fang was training his soul and spirit the last time we saw him to try to strengthen himself. However, Ghost left the earth, so presumably we don't have those enhancements able to be used right now. And that had me thinking, we have another shot. So this next shot, Ghost can't be bopped. And that's a funny thing. We can't kill off Ghost. You have to capture him so that rule of Ghost stays in the world, because I think that astral projection shit, that silver waxing crescent moon blade, we're going to have to be using that once again to be able to defeat God. And I think that there's also going to be other players that are going to need to be there. We're going to need a Rip on our side. We're going to have Unburn on our side. We don't know what his power is yet. We didn't pick him up just due to the fact that Julie said we already have Burn, but Unburn is a completely different factor. That could be a power which, against the sun comes in handy. So getting to know what he does, getting to know what some of those other negators do, like La Mira, my thought on her ability, it's kind of obvious. Unmirror, the reason why projectiles always get deflected in an opposite direction of the trajectory would make sense, right? Having all these sort of fools on our side is gonna be what takes God down. However, obviously, Undead and Unluck are the king and queen of our, strategy. However, what the interesting part about this is what happens during this next 11 minutes is pivotal. You have to remember, with Fuko's ability, she has to at least understand her target, her opponent, in order to get a stroke of unluck, which is able to, bop it. That's why throughout the series, she couldn't get something strong enough to defeat Andy. However, after she learned a lot about him, learned about how ways that people defeated her, she got that unluck during that one vision against Victor, and it dropped down one of those balls, the balls that they're able to capture Undead's head within. You have to, understand the opponent in order to make Unluck as strong as it can be. So during these next 11 minutes, we have to figure out something about God, or during next fight, we're gonna have to do it, and that's just gonna be a tough hill to climb. However, my thoughts, I know they sound a bit rambly, because they are. However, I just wanted to talk about this shit. It's been in my head rent free. Yoshifumi in my head rent free. So, I gotta edit this. I gotta do that. But yeah, somebody had mentioned the Gator video. It's coming. But I had a thought. The script's already created. I could definitely make the video right now if I wanted to record it for 30-40 minutes. However, I don't know if you want to watch a 30-40 minute video. Would you rather watch smaller segments, 5 to 6 to 7 to 8 to 9 minutes, depending on how much information we have about that negator, and then we talk about it? I could even make a video just talking about negator abilities in general, because there is some interesting stuff with that. They got the self-targeting compulsory types. We have just self-targeting types. We have external types. There's a lot of shit that comes with this stuff. So let me know if that's what you want, or if you just want a long daddy video. However, I'm out of here. I'll see you later.